Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcome to your daily cricket show with your host Ram. And I can tell you it was a stunning innings from Asela Gunaratne the other day in the first heat. In fact, Sri Lanka actually won the second match in the last ball, and this was all thanks to Asela Gunaratne. Now, Asela Gunaratne said he's the find of the tournament, no doubt about it. And what a knock! I mean, this was a stunning knock from Asela Gunaratne. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you down to the match and just enact what happened. So Australia were the ones who made 173 all out, and Sri Lanka were given a target of 174 to chase in the second T20. 18 overs were gone. I mean, the Sri Lankans were really struggling, and Asela Gunaratne was keeping his cool. I mean, he was really the one who was holding the innings for them, and then he came up with a real quick fire knock. I mean, one has to say this was something which was absolutely superb. 138 for 7, 2 overs, 12 balls to go, 36 runs to get, and this bloke Asela Gunaratne really tore into Moises Henriques in the 19th over to send him into the spectators for 3 consecutive sixes. And this was done at the Geelong, which was the new ground, which was actually making its debut in international cricket. So Moises Henriques' first ball was full on the off stump, and Asela only had the company of Kulashekar at the other end. The first ball that Henriques bowled to Gunaratne in the 19th over with 36 runs required of 12 balls, Asela tried to actually put it over the mid-wicket region, but he ended up, he couldn't get a single. But the second delivery that Moises Henriques bowled was full and outside the off stump. Asela, clearing his front leg, lofted it over the cover for a swing, and that was the 50 for Asela Gunaratne. And then Gunaratne took a back of length delivery from Moises Henriques and slammed him over the mid-wicket region for a 6. And then he did it 3 in 3 as the length ball and off stump disappeared over the square leg region for a 6. And Asela Gunaratne then pasted a boundary in the final delivery. He played 1 dot ball in that 5th ball of the 19th over, and Gunaratne after that pasted Henriques for a boundary of the final delivery when he lofted him over the cover region, and that took Sri Lanka to 160 for 7. 22 runs were taken off a Moises Henriques over, and still the job was not yet done. There were 14 runs still required of the final over, which was going to be bowled by Ty. Now, one was really wondering whether Ty was the right person to bowl, because under the circumstances, yes, he definitely, with 14 runs to go. Now, it was interesting, Kulashekar was on strike, and Kulashekar left the very first ball in the 20th over, and as he tried to hit a shot over the top, and it was taken at extra cover by Klinger. So Kulashekar was gone for 12, and now it was all a matter of. But one good thing that happened was that in the process they crossed over. So Asela Gunaratne got on strike, and that was the most important thing. And that really clinched the issue, I would say, as Gunaratne started off, even after losing Kulashekar on the second delivery, a full toss from Ty, and it was blasted over the mid-off region for a 6. It was absolutely blasted. And after that, there was one more biggie coming in from Gunaratne. Ty definitely under pressure as Gunaratne cleared his leg and hoisted him over the mid-off region for a 6. So now the equation was 4 required of 4 balls. But Gunaratne in the 4th delivery, he got one which he put down to deep square leg and ran for a single, and brought Lasith Malinga on to strike with 3 required of 2 balls. But Malinga smartly got a single by putting it in the mid-wicket region, and it was Gunaratne on strike. And again, this match had gone all the way down to the wire, with the final delivery being bowled by Ty. Now, last time, as you know, Sri Lanka got in the first T20, they got a last ball win, Asela Gunaratne making a 50. This was Asela Gunaratne really going big. I mean, it was a tremendous shot from Gunaratne of the final delivery. Now, this was a seam-up length ball outside the off stump. Asela gave himself room outside the leg and put it over the cover region to bring some wild celebrations as he started running in a celebratory sprint, and it was all over. Asela Gunaratne was the man of the match, and what a find he has been for Sri Lanka. I mean, a magnificent innings from him, which will be remembered for a long time at this international cricket ground in Geelong. Even though it was a second string team, it really required a lot of guts to go there and slam the Aussie bowlers. And Asela Gunaratne was the second consecutive time in this T20 series he was named man of the match. And what a way to actually get the Sri Lankans to victory and over the line, and also winning the T20 series, as now Australia have just one match to play at Adelaide on Wednesday, and they have to salvage some prestige here, one could say. But what a knock from Gunaratne. I mean, he started off in a very sedate manner, paced his innings very well, was not bothered. Sri Lanka were absolutely reeling at 40 for 5. 79 runs were required of the last 7 overs, got reduced to 48 of the last 3, and that 3 sixes that he hit of Moises Henriques was simply stunning. And then in the final over, which was bowled by Ty, he hit 3 boundaries. In fact, not only boundaries, he hit 1 6 and 2 boundaries to clinch the issue. And this man Gunaratne has already started making waves in Sri Lankan cricket. What a player Asela Gunaratne is turning out to be. He looks to be a batsman with some great talent, I would say. And it was really a stunning knock from Asela Gunaratne. And Asela Gunaratne, let us see how much he made. Asela Gunaratne slammed an unbeaten 84 of just 46 deliveries, 6 fours and 5 sixes to actually get Sri Lanka a T20 series victory. And Sri Lanka can be absolutely proud of it. So that only gives me time to skim over the surface here as far as the second T20. So as I said, the Simon Stadium, Cardinia Park at Geelong, Victoria was making its international debut, and Australia were the ones who batted first. In fact, the toss was won by Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka decided that they will go the same way, and they decided to insert the Aussies on to bat. The Aussies got we saw that Vikum Sanjaya, the left-arm bowler, Vikum Sanjaya was pretty sharp with his bowling. We saw he really bowled in the right areas, and he forced Arun Finch. Arun Finch, his name is Bandara, but Vikram Sanjaya, that's what they call him. And Finch was really taken aback by this exciting prospect as he got the ball some extra zip off the pitch. He's getting some extra bounce. And Finch, the previous ball, he was surprised by the delivery. He was nodding his head. And the very next delivery, Vikram Sanjaya forced Finch into a ball which was really held back very well by Vikram Sanjaya. And Finch was fooled, as Finch actually just played a very tame shot at it. And Vikram Sanjaya was very impressive with his bowling. I thought he's another fine prospect for Sri Lanka in the making, one could say. Klinger's contribution was 43. He played in a very sedate manner, which was rightly so, 37 2-4s. Ben Dunk was really showing, Ben Dunk actually getting an opportunity today, and it was good to see Ben Dunk being given an opportunity. And as you know, Ben Dunk was the highest scorer in the BBL 2017 with a strike rate of 163. But here, Ben Dunk definitely showed he's a left-handed batsman, and really hits the ball with some real awesome power, one could say, as he was sending. And in the over from Munawira, he went really big. He slammed him for 2 sixes and 2 boundaries to take 20. In fact, he slammed him for 3 sixes in 1 over with one more boundary to take 22 runs of that over to really spoil Munawira's figures, who bowled that solitary over. And Ben Dunk was superb. I mean, the power that he generates of the bat speed is something which is absolutely stunning, because we saw that he first hit, he gave himself room and actually hit a ball over the point region for a boundary. After that, he actually smited him through the offside for a 6, and then a straight shot over the side screen for a 6, and then the final shot was an absolute whipper, as he just whipped Munawira over the pickets for a 6. And Ben Dunk played a quick fire innings of 32 of 14 deliveries with 3 4s and 3 6s. And Ben Dunk, let me tell you, looks to be a very, very exciting prospect for the Aussies. And Enriquez then pasted 56 as he saw the wickets going. I mean, the Australians, if you see, only the 4 batsmen from the top order got into double figures. Moises Enriquez pasted 56 of 37 balls, 2 4s and 2 6s to take this Australian score to 173 all out. But the other players really could not come to the party. Travis Head was out for 4, Turner for 7, Faulkner 1, Payne 7, Cummins 3, Ty Duck, and Jai Richardson was making his debut today. He was gone for naught. And Nuwan Kulashekara picked up 4 wickets for 31, including 3 in a single over. None 4 for 31 for Kulashekara. Malinga 2 for 31. Vikram Sanjaya bowled beautifully, 2 for 32. Munawira 1 over pasted for 22 by Ben Dunk. Gunaratne 3 overs 1 for 26. And Prasanna 1 for 26. As far as the Sri Lankan chase was concerned, as I said, it was all about Asela Gunaratne. In fact, the Sri Lankan innings were in absolute tatters. They kept on losing wickets. Taranga was picked up by the right arm offie Turner, getting his wicket for 4. We had, and after that, the second wicket, Dickwala was a victim, caught behind the bowling of Faulkner for 14 of 8 deliveries with 3 4s. Munawira, who did well in the previous T20, was a victim of Ty for 10 of 4 deliveries, 1 4 and 1 6. And Kushal Mendis, who played today, was the maiden T20 wicket for Jai Richardson, who was making his debut, who did well in the BBL, as you know. And Mendis was gone for 5. That made it 27 for 3. In fact, Munawira was gone, so it was 4 down for 40. And then when Vininda Sriwardena left, the Sri Lankan half the side were in the pavilion, as Sriwardena was out for the bowling of Ty for naught. And Sri Lankans were absolutely reeling at 40 for 5, with only Gunaratne, the man with Kapagadra. So that was the good partnership. Kapagadra gave him good support. Gunaratne also and Kapagadra slowly steadied the ship for Sri Lanka by not taking any risks at all, playing very, very sensibly. 8 overs, they probably got only 52 runs, but it was sensible cricket from both Gunaratne and Kapagadra with his experience. But then, when the score reached 92, Kapagadra was a goner as Cummins picked up his wicket for 32 with 4 boundaries. And then they lost Sekunge Prasanna for 7 of 9 balls. That was a big blow for them on the bowling of Faulkner. And now Gunaratne, as I said, was left with 36 runs of 12 balls. And I have already enacted that in my first part of this cricket show, where Gunaratne absolutely rammed the Australian bowlers. And Gunaratne, I have to say, is a special talent coming from Sri Lanka. Not out on 84 of 46 deliveries, 6 4s and 5 glorious 6s. And Malinga was not on 176 for 8. Sri Lanka with the Gunaratne rock, the second consecutive player of the match for Asela Gunaratne, who's an all-rounder, as we all know. And what an innings from Gunaratne, absolutely stunning, and winning the T20 series against the Aussies, the second string Aussie team. Turner 2 overs 1 for 15. Cummins 3 overs 1 for 28. Faulkner 2 for 32 or 4. Jai Richardson getting his maiden wicket 1 for 24. 4 overs 3 for 37. And Moises Henriques 1 for 38. Now one was really wondering, whether Ty was the right person to go in and actually bowl the final over, whether it should have been Patrick Cummins who could. In fact, Patrick Cummins had one more over. One does not know what is the reason that Patrick Cummins was not interested with the responsibility. That's something only the Aussies can answer about it. But nevertheless, what a stunning innings from Asela Gunaratne. Absolutely lighted the Geelong ground with his tremendous stroke making. So let's look at the other game. The other game was the first one-day international between New Zealand and South Africa, which had to be trimmed to just 34 overs at Seddon Park in Hamilton because of rain. And we had another exciting match happening here between New Zealand and South Africa, where the New Zealand actually, in their 34 overs that they played, they amassed a 207 for 7. The principal scorers being Kane Williamson with 59 of 53 deliveries with 4 fours and 2 sixes. Brownlee making 31 of 39, 3 boundaries, 29 from Neesham, 17 from Santner. Grandholm and Saudi really gave the final thrust to the New Zealand innings by taking them 207 with a 52-run partnership in just 23 deliveries. When Colin de Grandholm slammed an unbeaten 34 of 19 deliveries with 3 sixes. And Tim Southee was not on 24 of 13 deliveries, 3 fours and 1 6. As far as the bowling was concerned, it was Chris Morris all the way. He really bowled a splendid spell in the first spell, where he picked up 4 wickets for 24. But after that, with the Grandholm and Saudi assault, his bowling figures were absolutely rearranged, as his 7 overs went for 62 with 4 wickets. But nevertheless, still bowled well. Rabada, 7 overs, 1 maiden, 31 runs and 2 wickets on the money. Phelukwayo, 5 overs, 9 for 28, 7 overs for 42 for Ibn Tahir, who had to return wicketless. Shamsi, 7 overs, 1 for 39, and Dominic, 1 over, none for 4. But the South African innings was a real tale to talk. They had a good start, a good opening start from Quinton de Kock, who was the man of the match with 69 of 64 deliveries, 9 fours and 1 6. Hashim Amla contributing 35, 43 deliveries, 4 fours. Du Plessis made 14, but it was all about, and then they lost Dumini and Behardine very cheaply to the bowling of Tim Southee, and then Chris Morris departed for 16. But then it was with the 156 for 6 in the 27th over, there was a lot of work to be done by the South African. 54 runs were required still in probably 8 overs, less than 8 overs. But as far as A.B. de Villiers was there, hope was there. But Andy Phelukwayo, really, the all-rounder, really made life easy for A.B. de Villiers in South Africa, as he really went big. He slammed Trent Bolt over the long-on region for a 6 in the penultimate over to reduce the pressure. And then finally, he got the equation to probably much lesser than that, and it finally clinched the issue as Phelukwayo went on to slam Tim Southee for a 6 in the final over, and it was Tim Southee was hit for a 6 this time over the long off region, and Phelukwayo showing that he could be a good all-rounder in the making, and he has already won some tremendous praise from A.B. de Villiers, the South African captain, who really had to really just play a sort of a real run-a-ball knock here, as he was not out on 37 of 34 balls, 3 fours. But A.L. Phelukwayo was the hero, I would say, because he really reduced the pressure on A.B. de Villiers by slamming those 2 sixes of Trent Bolt and Tim Southee in the penultimate and the final over to get the victory for the South Africans. So ODI, first ODI, and South Africa taking the lead 1-0 in the ODI series, 5-match ODI series. Phelukwayo not out on 29 of 23 balls with 2 fours and 2 sixes, which was pretty good to see. As far as the bowling was concerned, so the match was won by the South Africans by 4 wickets. 156 for 6. And then it's an unbeaten partnership which clinched the issue in the penultimate ball of the final over, thanks to Phelukwayo. Santer 1 for 33 of 7, Bolt 1 for 45, got some battering here. Tim Southee 6.5 was no made in 47 runs and 2 wickets. Grandholm none for 27 of 4. Sodhi went for 36 with 1, and Williamson 2 overs 1 for 17. But what a match! I mean, both the teams actually going for the spinners, but the spinners couldn't get much out of it, I reckon. But what a match! So we had 2 exciting matches happening. One, the T20 between Australia and Sri Lanka, where Asela Gunaratne proved that he could be a real match winner in the future for Sri Lanka. And as far as the South Africans' ODI victory were concerned over New Zealand, well, it was Andy Phelukwayo who really reduced the pressure on them, slamming those sixes of Trent Boult and Tim Southee. And as I said, A.B. de Villiers has been full of high praise for him, and he says that he's some real talent in South Africa now. Andy Phelukwayo, who's an all-rounder, he also bowls well as well. So that's it, dear fans. Just wanting to complete here by saying that in the tour match, the India A, Shreyas Iyer, who's a talented bloke, hit a double century, and also Gautam, who scored a rapid 87, I reckon, and they were doing very well. I mean, I thought India A did a very good job against the Aussies there. Well, dear fans and subscribers, if at all you want to still watch me, you can look at my tweets as and when I tweet them. Today I will definitely tweet, but probably after a bit of a gap here. But nevertheless, it has been great talking to you all on this daily cricket show, which was a real exciting cricket show today, and hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. And see you all tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye.